What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Razer MiniMadness tournament in the opening stages of the bracket rounds. This is V-Bon. Again, with me is Shred Kid. And what a series it has been. MUFC versus TongFu. MUFC and TongFu, both International 2 invitees, duking it out in the early stages of the Razer MiniMadness tournament, presented to you by ItsGosu, and casted with V-Bon and Shred Kid for today. But MUFC and TongFu, teams that have been struggling recently, but are definitely putting on a good show in this series, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. They're just been beating up on each other, with MUFC taking one game and TongFu taking the other one, both of which were taken in convincing fashion. So I'm excited to see the picks for this next game because the last game was decided as picks, and I'm even more excited to see the play. So let's get this going.
Yep. Unpausing in 3, 2, 1, unpause. As we wait. So, as always, if you want to catch this game by anybody else, think my no, it's just the I thought for a sec my game froze, but no, it was just that. But if you want to catch it by anybody else, I think the YouTube VODs will probably be up on ItsGosu channel, and it's cast by Ziori and Kawa. But right now, like you said earlier, I don't think Game 1 was decided too much by outpicking, but rather outplaying by MUC, outplaying TongFu. But Game 2 is definitely decided by outpicking on TongFu's part. They outpicked MUC to heck.
And we've seen a massive team fight strategy so far has been the winning strat in both of these two games. So we're going to see if either team pursues that again, or if they're going to try to change it up and do something a little bit different. But hey, why mess with what's working, right?
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if there's going to be a respect band to WWK's Queen of Pain, because she has just been doing work in both of these games. Was really pressuring Moo's Queen Invoker. But one thing about Queen of Pain is if you do enough pressure to her early on, she loses some of her effectiveness. She's a very, very momentum-based hero where she needs a good amount of items in order to stay increasingly relevant, and she cannot solo carry a game by herself. But still, WWK has definitely been playing this hero very, very strongly. As we're going to see, the usual bans, Enchantress and Naga, are the first two bans by either side. So, expecting a Chen and maybe a Nature's Prophet, and maybe a Lycan, even though Lycan was not picked nor banned in the last game.
The only thing I can say is that Chen will probably be banned. I would expect a Leshrac ban as well. Leshrac just decimated them last game.
Yep, as TongFu is thinking long and hard, they decide to ban out the Darkseer, even though Darkseer has not won a game in this series, he's just too much of a problem to deal with, so they're just going to ban him right out the bat, even though they had first pick. So they're going to leave MUC a couple picks open. Let's see what MUC decides to ban. Probably the Chen. Maybe they want to pick up the Chen for themselves, but they probably want to prevent... Yep, here comes the Chen ban. They probably don't want to give Awoke or Sansheng that Chen to work with and give a lot of pressure early on. But still, a lot of picks that worked very, very well. Hao's Morphling has been very, very problematic. Nyx, I think, or Ling, or no, Sharky's Lone Druid has been a pretty big piece in both of these games, so definitely heroes are left for both sides in the hero pool.
Yeah, and we see the Leshrac ban coming out, and that just makes so much sense, with Leshrac being probably the most versatile first pick in the pool right now. And TongFu responds with the Nature's Prophet, who's not, while not as versatile, is obviously extremely strong in pushing, extremely strong in engaging, and all in all, a force to be reckoned with.
Definitely split pushing. There's no other hero who can do it nearly as good as Nature's Prophet in the mid to late game. Leshrac is, of course, a superior pusher in the early game, but he's out of the picture. Meanwhile, will MUC decide to go for it? Will they start building components to their trialing or their dueling? They've really, really had a difficult time in the laning phase in the last game. Their support heroes just got no experience for the first 15 minutes of the game, pretty much. So I think in order for them to have a successful third game and take this series, they really need to make the laning phase count.
Oh, absolutely. And something noteworthy again is that 2 games in a row, Lycanthrope has not been touched. He wasn't banned, and he wasn't picked in last game, and he might not be picked in this game. I'm not sure. He's not going to be first pick. They're going to go for a Windrunner instead. I think that they feel like they need some really strong laners and team fighters, because that has been an issue. Like, that's been the ongoing issue so far in this series, laning and team fighting, and both of these heroes are very capable in both of those aspects.
Few heroes are as annoying as Shackle Shot and Windrunner in the late game, or even in the early game. Talenter, of course, with that Ravage, and pretty strong tri-lane hero, or he's capable in the right hands of being a tri-lane, can definitely solo lane as well with the Anchor Smash, but still a couple heroes are left in the hero pool. If Hao wants to pick up that Morphling once again, it would be pretty good for him, but still there are a lot of heroes that can be that can work well against Morphling because Morphling takes a little bit of time to work, and I don't think they'll leave Hao alone. They want to pressure him as they did in Game 1. So I don't know if Morphling will be the appropriate pick. Maybe it'll just be too obvious, but hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, I think an issue with the Morphling this game, and I think it's the reason why they picked up Windrunner so early, is Shackle Shot destroys Morphling. You need to hold Morphling in place, and Shackle Shot is the best way to do it. They're going to go for him anyway, and hey, it looks like they're going to pick up Queen of Pain this time. They say, hey, we don't want WWK to get his hands on that. He's been doing so well with it. It's been probably the best thing that MUFC has been having going for them, so we're going to take it this time. And already we see a lack of support heroes, and this is just what TongFu has been doing. They haven't been necessarily drafting support heroes early as much, electing to draft them later in the stage and go for their core heroes earlier. I think that MUFC is going to respond with a carry, or at least a semi-carry right now, because otherwise TongFu will be able to ban out all of the important ones. Possibly a Silbear right now, we'll see.
Yeah, Lone Druid, it was pretty successful in Game 1, but that's because Sharky was pretty much untouched. In Game 2, Sharky had a much more difficult time, got a pretty late Radiance. Venomancer is the third pickup for MUFC, so they have supports and components to their tri-lane, as well as some capable anti-push to match up against Nature's Prophet and Morphling once split push comes in. But still, it's going to be pretty difficult to chase down these heroes, nothing like a Darkseer to help Surge. But if they get the Ravage, if they get a Shackle Shot, you can hold Queen of Pain and Morphling in place, but a lot of mobility coming out on the side of TongFu. And they're going to ban out the Lone Druid. Nice job banning Sharky's favorite carry. And meanwhile, Shadow Shaman is the response ban by MUFC.
I would really like to see a Templar Assassin for MUFC. Oh, wow.
He read your mind.
Ahead of me. Templar Assassin is so mobile and so capable of bursting down those hard heroes to kill, like Queen of Pain and Morphling. I think it would have been the best possible pick for them, and me and TongFu apparently are on the same page, and they just say, nope, you're not going to get that. I think that MUFC right now has the option of tri-laning the Windrunner, Tidehunter, Venomancer, and just trying to apply a ton of pressure to that Morphling, and that tri-lane should absolutely beat whatever they put with the Morphling. However, they also have the option of letting Windrunner solo and getting in a true carry, that is, to the lane with a Tidehunter and Venomancer.
Well, one thing that Southeast Asians hate is trialing the Windrunner. They always want to solo her. They always want to solo her just so she can get that mechanism as soon as possible. As Shadow Demon is the pickup for TongFu, but maybe MUFC is a bit different from normal Southeast Asian teams, but just in terms of recent trends, I don't think Windrunner will be in the tri-lane, most likely.
Okay. I didn't know that they didn't tri-lane Windrunner as much.
Nah, they don't.
I know a lot of Chinese teams favor it sometimes, but okay. Good to know.
Meanwhile, MUFC, they really need to think long and hard about who they want to pick up a carry. But meanwhile, for TongFu, they don't really have any hardcore disables. They only have the Disruption.
Night Stalker, I think, would be an absolutely amazing pick right now for them.
For MUFC?
Yeah.
Yeah. MUFC. Shut down mobility, get that silence going. Night Stalker might be the way to go.
You need the silence and you need the mobility. And they really have no true answer for the Night Stalker. They have no way to stop him. They have no way to hold him back. Shadow Shaman can slow him down a little bit, but then he's just going to keep going. It's like a freight train. You need to be able to stop him, and they can't. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to pick him. I don't even know if Southeast Asian teams like him, but I don't know.
No, they like to pick him from time to time. But why do you think we're not seeing Lycan? I think Lycan would be a decent choice in this matchup. But, I mean...
It could be that they could be holding their Lycan strats.
Ah.
That could be... Because if he's such a core part of their strategy, they say, hey, let's make him look like we don't like him. Or it could be that they've just figured out so well how to counter him, they say, hey, whatever, we don't need him.
Maybe they just feel like,
cool.
Yeah, Night Stalker, nice call. As, yeah, I think teams are probably revealing how to shut down Lycanthrope when the International 2 comes along. So maybe they just don't even want to think about him in these games, because this is the last tournament for the Asian teams, as well as Beyond the Summit. And keep in mind, this is not played in any other region besides Asia, so these teams will be playing under pretty low latency, pretty low lag, so they should be at their top shape, and they really want to get some confidence going before going into International 2. MFC has been struggling a bit. TongFu has been struggling a bit as well since the International 2 East qualifiers, so both teams are desperately searching for a win to get their momentum back going, give them confidence, and give them the strength they need to get in order to make a mark in the International 2. But meanwhile, TongFu, they still should probably pick up a last support in order to fit their tri-lane.
They need to pick up a base defender. Here's why. MUFC has no way of breaking the tier 3, and MUFC cannot pick up a hard carry because they'll lose if they do. I think. It just, the team composition won't work. So MUFC knows that they have to pick up a base breaker, basically. And TongFu knows that MUFC needs to pick up a base breaker for the tier 3. So MUFC, TongFu, I think, should pick up something to defend their tier 3 tower in whatever way they can. They have split push, which is a good way to defend it, but they need a way to basically protect their racks and protect their third tower. I think that's what they're taking so much time on. I could be completely off mark.
So who do you think fits that role best in terms of base defense?
If this was Europe, I would say Coddle, but I think that's extremely unlikely. They may pick up a Crix. Okay, Brewmaster, fine. It's hard to push into Brewmaster because of his ultimate.
Yep.
Makes a lot of sense, and it gives them some more teamfight control. I think that this is a very strong option.
Of course,
However,
you do have...
I think that they have to farce the Prophet.
Yeah, they have 4 experience-dependent heroes.
They have to farce someone.
Yeah, they have 4 experience-dependent heroes. Meanwhile, MUFC, they have, heroes that don't need as much experience in Venomancer, Tidehunter. I think Venomancer would benefit a lot from Llewellyn, but still, in the early game, as long as he gets max wards by, a decent minute, he will be good to go for the rest of the game. Windrunner, Shackle Shot, of course, it needs to be max. Tidehunter really only needs to pick up that level 6 and level 11 for the Ravage, because Ravage is pretty much the only reason why you pick up Tidehunter, except for, minus armor and Anchor Smash. He's a good hero. But MUFC taking a lot of time to pick up their last hero. Will they go for a base breaker?
I think it'll be because they need to break the tier 3.
And here goes the Krob.
Okay.
So Krob, a very, very strong base
Krob
sieging
makes more
hero.
sense because she can stay back while Panda's splits. So she's not necessarily in as much danger, whereas Tiny would be in far more danger from the Morphling Panda's combo.
Keep in mind, MUFC is on a clock, though, with this Krob pickup. If they don't win within a certain time period, probably by around the 30-minute marks, Morphling and Nature's Prophet will just be very, very difficult to stop, as well as Queen of Pain, once they start picking up BKBs, because there is nothing on side of MUFC that goes through BKB. So once these heroes start picking up BKBs, it's going to be all downhill for MUFC. So we'll introduce the players and teams. Let's see. I'll go over MUFC. WWK is going to be playing that Winner. Ling is going to be playing that Tidehunter. Net is going to be playing that Venomancer. And looks like Nick is going to be playing the Night Stalker, and Sharky's playing that Krob, as I have to turn off directed camera.
Absolutely. And for TongFu, it appears that we have Awoke playing the Furion, San Shang on the Panda, we have Kabu on the support Shadow Demon, Hao on Morphling, as always, and Mu on the Queen of Pain.
Yep, so it looks like we're going to see a Night Stalker tri-lane with the help of Venomancer and Tidehunter. This isn't the most powerful tri-lane, but it serves the purpose of protecting Night Stalker until he gets that first night. Not too much range to harass with, but still a lot of slows to mess with should you choose to venture too far forward. But it looks like the opposing tri-lane, as TongFu going to do what they usually do, which is just to send all 5 people to help secure lane. No, looks like Mu's just going to head straight to middle lane, so scratch that. And Awoke is going to solo top. Panda tri-lane.
WWK is going to solo top also.
But they're going to put Panda in the tri-lane?
Yeah, well, here's the deal. If they don't tri-lane, I was thinking that they might dual lane. If they don't tri-lane, they get smashed by this tri-lane. That lane will lose so ridiculously hard. So I feel like they have to tri-lane, and it does make sense with the SD setup into Pandas, but it looks like Tidehunter might get engaged on. No, he's just going to back up so that they get the ward down. But I think that MUFC should win this lane, no problem.
Yep, the trees are summoned. Meanwhile, Windrunner should have a reasonable time against his Nature's Prophet. And Krob versus the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain.
Krob loses.
Yeah, Queen of Pain should have the advantage in the early game, and once she gets that momentum rolling, it's going to be pretty difficult to stop. But as long as Krob can farm, maybe get 1 or 2 tank items before start the push, she should be okay.
Terribly. She should just get out CS by a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Either way. I really like this defensive ward coming out from the Radiant that's right by their tri-lane to make sure that they know when Shadow Demon's trying to get the edge on them.
Oh man, MUFC, they knew B-Ball was saying, oh, I hate support when... The Southeast Asians do not like playing that tri-lane Windrunner, and what do? They put Tidehunter in the long lane and have a support Windrunner to help solidify them against this lane. And I like this move as Venomous Scale hits 2 heroes. Kabu taking a lot of damage. Can Windrunner get the initiative off on anybody? Has not skilled any points just yet. Just going to do a lot of damage. Here comes a waveform. It's going to skill Windrun just now and cause Hao to miss a lot of damage, but Hao is not getting any CS and it's going to take a lot of damage in return. Will Nick cast a Void in the meantime? Looks like a clap is cancelled as Void's going to be casted on the Panda as well as a Venom Scale. Looks like Panda's going to be a lot trouble. Can the defensive disruption save his life? One more hit. Venomancer picks up the last hit, and this Windrunner switch is already paying a lot of dividends for MUFC.
This is genius. Here's why they switched it up. Tidehunter can solo no problem against a Furion. He just gets to rank up in the Kraken Shell and then gets Anchor Smash, and he'll be fine. However, if you have a Tidehunter and Night Stalker in a tri lane, that's no range. It's what do? You can't hit things when they're slowed. You need range to hit people when the Venomancer slows in effect. So they put Windrunner on the bottom lane, which I really like, and it gives him even more harass to hit the Morphling when he pushes up to try to CS, and it gives him so much more DPS when they're slowed by Venomancer. All in all, this is a beautiful laning decision.
Yeah, I mean, Southeast Asians in general do not like to put winner in a tri lane, but this is just overall the right decision.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So much sense.
Yeah.
It's really smart.
Dota teams are smart. They will do in what it takes in order to win, and this might be the winning combination. Looks like Morphling is getting a decent amount of free farm, but look at the supports. Look how far back Sansheng and Kabu have to stand, and now Morphling's going to have to stand back as well. Meanwhile, Nick is just free to farm up, and a farm Night Stalker in the early game versus Morphling is going to be scary for how to deal with. As it looks like the rune is going to be taken by Kabu, picks up an illusion rune, and will he help out the middle lane a little bit? I don't think Queen of Pain is having too much trouble, was already hitting a lot of Shadow Strikes up on Sharky and drained a lot of her mana, but Sharky's picked up the bottle, so should be okay right now, and meanwhile Link is being harassed quite a bit by the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, but it looks like there shouldn't really be any kills on either of the two lanes, at least until we see level 6s come up. Bot lanes is going to be where all of the action is, and we see a counter ward come out. They are sick of that lane war. They're sick of Venomancer positioning on them and trying to make them back up. So they finally get rid of it with the counter ward. Very smart, and it's going to help their lane a lot.
Definitely, definitely. But right now you can see how just playing so defensively is going to just try to get any last hits. Nice job getting that one last hit right there. But you can see Krob already, earlier I brought up the creep score screen. You can see she's last hitting and last hitting and out denying that bottle when it's being refilled constantly will give Krob that spam ability to just spam that Carrion Swarm and get a lot of creeps that way. So already doing a nice job. So right now MUFC seem to have a solid lane advantage thus far, but keep in mind they are on a clock.
That's interesting that Crobulus is out CSing the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain does have a better animation, and if you go for the double Shadow Strike, you can really harass her out of lane. But it looks like she's just going for the very more standard maxing the Scream of Pain build, which is, I think we see that a lot more often in the Chinese scene. So you lose a bit of lane presence, but you gain a lot of ganking presence for the bot lane, should you choose to go there. And I think that they realize that Moo's going to need to help bot lane sooner or later, so.
Meanwhile, Tyrants are just getting worked on that top lane. Nature's Prophet having his way with that hero. Meanwhile, Nick is just going to continue to farm up. Both heroes dancing back and forth. It looks like neither team wants to make an aggressive movement towards, but First Knight is approaching very, very rapidly. In about 1.5 more minutes, that First Knight will come back up, and now the Trilane will be in a lot of danger. Looks like Shadow Poison is being used to scout out the positioning of the Venomancer, just saying, hey, we know where you are. You're not roaming. You're not going to escape us anywhere. But still, First Knight is approaching very, very rapidly, and what will TongFu do in that scenario?
I'm not sure. I think that MUFC might get incredibly aggressive once the First Knight comes, or they have the other option of just farming up the Night Stalker and preparing him for the second night time. Can't really say which one they're going to do. If they wait for the second night time, they'll probably also wait for Crobulus to get level 11 up, and they're just going to go around killing towers and killing people all at the same time, so they can get aggressive early, or they can farm up and get prepared for the second big aggression, which they need to send out.
Meanwhile, it looks like the last hits are pretty even on both sides. Nature's Prophet has the most, 23 CS. Meanwhile, Krob has 22, Queen of Pain has 21, Night Stalker has 18, Morphling has 13. Tyrant is 10, so it looks like the farm is favoring MUFC slightly, but there's going to be engagement on Night Stalker, going to jump. Here comes the Shackle Shot, catching multiple heroes, way forward and hitting everybody. Soul Catcher being dropped on the Night Stalker. Nice engagement as Nature's Prophet teleported in. They're going to be able to pick off Net. One more hit. Looks like Queen of Pain managed to pick off Sharky in the midst of all that, and Venomancer might just be able to escape. He's gonna escape. Yes, he will. No, he dies to the creeps. What a way to go.
Okay, here's what happened on mid lane, because I knew you were watching bot. They were both up on the high ground of the Dire, and they were both pretty much at full HP, full mana. Queen of Pain just hit 6, and she says, okay, I'm going to Shadow Strike you and go to work. She just started screaming over and over, and there were some really nice jukes coming out from the Crobulus, but all in all, turns out the Queen of Pain was able to find her and scream for the last, or ult for the last kill.
Well, nice job by TongFu. They managed to get mid kill, and they managed to help delay the onslaught of the Night Stalker a little bit. Only level 4. He would have been level 5 if he was continuing to level in peace. And level 5 Night Stalker with level 3 Void in the first night is very, very deadly. And Night Stalker has to take a bit of time just to farm up a little bit more, get some levels, because level 2 Void is just not nearly as threatening as that level 3 in terms of slow. But looks like there's engagement on the top lane. Ravage being popped, and looks like Nature's Prophet is going to take the fall. Venomancer helped gank as Tidehunter manages to get revenge, screaming Kunkka all the while against Nature's Prophet, because he's just that sort of guy.
Yeah, like I said, the kills can't really happen on these other 2 lanes until 6. Mid lane got 6, there was an immediate kill attempt, and when top lane got 6, immediate kill attempt. So probably won't see too much more action on these lanes until their ults are up again, because it's a long cooldown. But either way, bot lane's going to be the focus. It's all about bot lane. It really is.
Yep, but one thing they have to be concerned about is how is starting to farm up, starting to get his groove going, as Shadow Poison is going to be used to scout up. He's getting his groove going. He has 22 CS, not really that much, but still, considering how much pressure he was in this trial. And meanwhile, Windrunner, she is an experience-dependent hero, and she's trying to desperately pick up whatever experience she can in order to get that Shackle Shot maxed up for the mid-game when they really need it. And looks like Screaming Pain and Krob just going to duke it out mano-a-mano, as Krob is not having a good time. Windrunner, is she going to get jumped upon? No, they're just going to steal some of the creeps and leave her to be. But now Nature's Prophet is just farming like a broodmother, sending his trees to the jungle, sending his trees to kill wards. And he's getting pretty difficult to stop. So MUFC, they can afford to play patient for a bit, but they're still on the clock in my eyes.
Absolutely. They will get out carried late game. Probulus is extremely strong late game. She's not to be messed with at all. Those spirits are no joke, but this is Morphling we're talking about. He's one of the strongest late game heroes there is, so.
Yep.
While they won't be completely outclassed, they will be outclassed nonetheless.
Yep, and if Morphling can pick up a Linken's here or BKB, keep in mind nothing goes through BKB. So on the side of the Radiant, as looks like Kabu is going to drop a disruption. Here comes Sanshang, Soul Catcher, and the Clap just doing so much work in conjunction with Wrath of Nature. Hal picks up a kill, but looks like Kabu is going to take the fall. Looks like Ling is taking a lot of damage. The Tidehunter teleported back in to help out the fight, but Nature's Prophet gives the numbers advantage in favor of TongFu. Panda is coming in from the side. Gonna drop the Clap. Gonna get the Void off. Here comes a teleport back in. Who will it be? It's probably Sharky with the Carrion Swarm. Waveform being casted once again. Screen Pain coming in. Sonic Wave being dropped. Shadow Strike. And now Night Stalker is just going to die. No, he's going to pop a Salve just to delay the inevitable. But a couple more hits. Can he juke for a little bit longer? Gush, can it be enough to save? Moose just getting juked left and right. But Panda comes in. Here comes the Ravage. Anchor Smash going to kill the Queen of Pain. And looks like Hal's going to be on their cheek. Can Panda escape? Trees are going to be summoned. Kabu's going to drop a disruption up on Sharky. Can Sharky escape? Soul Catcher. Nice Treant Micro. Beautiful Treant Micro by Awoke. Wow. Sealing the death of Sharky. What a play by Awoke.
Yeah. Wow, that was quite the juke coming out from Night Stalker, which allowed him to live long enough for the Ravage to come off and kill the Queen of Pain. I saw at the beginning of that engage that the Tidehunter Ravage wasn't up for about 40 more seconds. And I just started thinking, can he get to that 40 seconds and get that Ravage up? Can he wait that long? Can they juke around? And they did, and they got kills for it. So, great play.
Yeah, but keep in mind, all the heroes on the side of TongFu were in that engagement. Meanwhile, MUFC, they just farmed up. Windrunner was nowhere to be seen. Venomancer was nowhere to be seen. And they're just going to farm up, pick up some levels. Venomancer hits level 6. And even though they gave up that engagement, getting some experience on some extremely powerful mid-game heroes is very important. And although it didn't really work out for them too much, getting experience on Venomancer is going to help them in the long run. But still, they haven't taken any towers. And slowly but surely, that clock is counting down.
I think they are waiting for the level 11 on Death Prophet to start taking towers. Some teams prefer to do this instead of taking them at 6, but either way, they do need to take them.
Yeah, you can see just from the fact that the Windrunner and the Venomancer did not join that fight, the Radiant do have a slight experience advantage. Goal advantage, pretty even. I mean, not really too much to be said in that regard. Meanwhile, just look at the last hits, 47 and 3 up on the Krob, 46 and 14 up on the Nature's Prophet, and looks like TongFu is starting to outfarm as they're going to get a little bit of push going on the top lane. Tidehunter's ultimate will be cooling down for another 40 seconds, so we'll see if there's a long chaotic team fight once again. But I don't know if they'll go for the engagement. Can they catch the Shackle Shot going on Panda right before he hits? Did the Venom Scale hit? I think it whiffed. It did whiff. Oh my god, really, really unfortunate. As the mechanism is popped by a Nature's Prophet, very, very early mechanism. Queen of Pain ends Link's killing spree as Queen of Pain picks up a double kill. Poor MUFC, really, really unfortunate engagement for them.
Absolutely, and it's incredibly crucial that Exorcism was wasted. TongFu baited out that Exorcism, and then she did nothing with it. So that's 90 seconds in which they can't push another tower. Nighttime's running out. This is... MUFC looks like they're in trouble. They need to make something happen, and they're not.
Yep, by the time Sharky starts hitting that tower, yep, the spirits are just going to go back. But they do have Tower to Ravage to work with, but they're going to need some more powerful Gales from Net in order to succeed. And now Panda, keep in mind Panda was level 5 during that engagement, and the fact they dodged all that, got some experience, he's level 6, so he can split, he can survive a bit longer, and cause a lot of havoc in these team fights. As the bottom tower did take a fall, as Dire picks up a lot of gold to farm their Morphling purse. Meanwhile, it looks like this top tower is going to be launched. Gale and Gush are going to be dropped. Silence going to be casted as well, but Panda's just so tanky to pop the magic on. Ravage being casted all the while. Kill the Panda. Can they kill anybody else? Looks like Awoke is going to be launchable. A couple more hits. Looks like Awoke dies once again to Ling, the Tidehunter. Tidehunter picking up kills left and right. Sharky comes in a little bit too little too late, but still 2 towers picked up by TongFu. It wasn't a complete loss, but still. Giving us some experience. They still have a kill advantage, so I guess TongFu is still looking in pretty strong shape.
They should get top and mid tower off of this, though. MUFC should... Well, they're absolutely going to get top, and I think that they'll be able to take mid off of it, too.
Yeah, but Ravage is on cooldown, and no, looks like Exorcism's not even going to be used. Yeah, I guess that's what they're going to use to kill mid, like you mentioned. But what's he got? He's got treads and 2k gold to work with. We'll see what he goes for. Will he go for straight BKB like he did in game number 1? I think that might be the best choice in this situation.
Against the silences, I think he will.
Yeah, but keep in mind those spirits just don't give a crap about that BKB. They'll do a lot of damage regardless. But that middle tower will fall for the Radiant, so Radiant have 3 towers taken in the midst, and they should be the ones pushing. Meanwhile, only 1 tower taken for themselves. So Radiant are suffering a bit of a gold disadvantage, but just checking out the experience graph, it's pretty much next to nothing. So the gold graph will be in favor of the Dire, so MUFC getting pressured quite a bit, and you can see the items starting to stack up on the side of TongFu. Quinnipian gonna go for a very fast BKB. Woke has that mechanism, gonna go for treads most likely, and you can see Morphling starting to build components towards his own BKB. So it looks like TongFu know the name of the game. It is BKB, and it is gonna be coming very, very soon.
Oh, absolutely. But it's not probably gonna come for 6 or 7 minutes at least. And we see Disruption going out, immediate TP support coming in. He throws up the TP scroll, he's going to get out no problem, and TongFu is going to retreat immediately. That'll happen within the space of about 3 seconds, and nothing came of it, but it was a tense 3 seconds.
Made your heart stop for a little bit. I know how you are with Dota. As Exorcism, it's going to be popped. They're going to be able to bring down this middle tower. No, a lot of reinforcements coming in. San Shang has his ultimate. Will he pop it? The clap missed on the Death Prophet. He's going to pop the silence, and now Soul Catcher just doing so much work. Death Prophet takes the fall. Can Ravage be casted? No, it's still on cooldown, and this teamfight's going to be completely won by TongFu. Looks like Ling might take the fall. Going to give up another streak. 1 more hit. He tries to cast the smoke, but unfortunately, it looks like Nick casts the darkness, managed to get a kill in the midst of all that. Picked off Shouting, but Quinnipian's going to come in, has a double damage, and can he catch up to Nick? Darkness should be running out very, very soon. Yes, it's just about to time up, and here comes Mu. Pops Magic Wand, going to cast the silence, but Awoke is in there for the rear. He's going to try to suicide to neutrals, but it will not be enough. Double damage. Quinnipian doing too much work, and TongFu just outmaneuvering, but a Shackle Shot catching San Shang. Will he be dead? No. He's gonna live, and meanwhile Venomancer might take the fall instead.
Yeah, with Venomancer's Gale on cooldown, I don't know if there's any way for him to live right now, aside from God tier jukes. We see TP support coming in from Tidehunter, but Mu says no, he's just gonna blink out.
Queen of Pain just proving to be such a nuisance in all of these games. Really, really difficult to deal with, and keep in mind Morphling farming all the while. Picked up the Ring of Aquila to provide a little bit of pressure to that tower. It didn't do too much, but still just keeping the creep equilibrium push constantly and slowly but surely farming towards that BKB. TongFu is going to be very, very difficult to stop very, very soon. So it's really going to come down to how much Night Stalker can accomplish in his second night, because he really didn't do too much in this first.
It's all about the second night. If he's extremely successful, I would say that it's going to go in favor of MUFC. If it's unsuccessful, well, there's not a lot MUFC can do about it. So this game right now is on Night Stalker's shoulders, and at least his team needs to provide the space for him, but he needs to be the one making the play. We see a silence coming out on Mu. Furion TPing in. Sprout, nope, canceled. There it goes again. Oh no. Crobulus used the ultimate, but Tidehunter ultimate coming out. Shadow Demon, we see the Windrunner throwing out the power shot. Shadow Demon's shackled. It looks like he's going to go down, and that should be the end of this engage.
Nope,
But,
Panda
no,
wants
Panda
in.
goes in. A Morphling decides to go in. Waveforms over all of them. It's going to deal so much damage. She hasn't got the BKB, but he's morphing to strength. Everybody's hitting each other. This is all about the auto attacks. And Night Stalker is going on the Morphling, but it looks like... Oh, Morphling's going to kill him with the waveform.
Wow, that was messy to say the very least, as it looks
I
like
couldn't even
Windrunner.
say what to talk about that fight, and it looks like Furion's going to pick off the Windrunner with a TP auto attack, but wow. There's a lot of stuff going on, man.
Yeah, I mean, just the mobility is really, really starting to hurt. MUFC, I mean, Queen of Pain blinking around everywhere, Awoke reinforcing from all sorts of the map, Morphling waving, hitting 3 people. I thought the fight, I mean, even though Exorcism was popped by the crop, I thought the fight might have gone MUFC's way. But then Morphling teleported in, got so many people with the waveform, and waveform does a lot of damage in the early stages of the game when teams do not have much tank ability. And that hurt a lot, and Venomant's ultimate, it did a lot of work. It helped Night Stalker get a triple kill, but unfortunately, just the continuous mobility, the continuous pressure by TongFu made it so that MUC couldn't win that fight. And now Krob is just getting harassed more and more heavily, and she's just going to become more and more of an easy kill. Hopefully she just doesn't get soul catchered as much.
Yeah, that's the big issue when you have a tanky hero who gets soul captured, all of a sudden, they're not a tanky hero. And it looks like she's building into the Bloodstone, which I think is a pretty good choice. She just needs pure tankability at this point.
Yep, Exorcism is up, and she is level 11, has that max Witchcraft. So those spirits will hurt. And keep in mind, Second Night has not started, even though Night Stalker did a lot of work in that last team fight. But still, they're going to have to make something happen. They're just going to use the spirits to get this tower, because Panda has his ultimate. He's going to get silenced, going to kill this Panda once again. No, nice disruption by Kabu, saving Sanshang's life. Sanshang will remain eternally grateful as he pops the ultimate. They're going to pick off Net. They killed a tower in exchange for Net, but looks like the spirits are on a rampage. They want Krob. They're going to get Krob. Shackle Shot catching 2 heroes. No, just one. Just a nature's pop. It looks like Krob can escape for now. Tidehunter, can he catch in? No, he does have the edge. Looks like Screen Pain being dropped all the while. And Nyx is just going to teleport out. Just Nick teleporting out in all these fights. Another Shackle Shot catching 2 heroes. But Panda might just be able to escape Demonic Purge, slowing down by an immense amount. And looks like Disruption's going to hold Tidehunter in place. Shadow Strike being dropped on Winter. Ravage dropping. And looks like Awoke is going to take the fall. One more hit. No, can Tidehunter pick up a last hit? Yes, he will with the Anchor Smash. And Windrunner and Tidehunter managed to clean up that engagement. Man, it was sloppy. No, Queen of Pain.
I do suffer.
What are these team fights? What are these team fights? My god. No way.
I don't know, B-Ball. They are hard to follow, to say the very least. It's less of a team fight and more of 3 different skirmishes going on.
It's just like
at the same
it's like a
time.
food fight at the
It's like
cafeteria.
everything's happening. Dear Lord.
Unfortunate thing for the MUFC squad, even though they came out reasonably ahead, Tidehunter is the one picking up a lot of experience in the kills, and what can you do with a farm Tidehunter? I mean, he can tank, he can get a hood, he can get a pipe, but he won't be able to carry. Not like a Night Stalker or a Krob or a Windrunner can.
That's true. He won't be able to carry, but if you get a dagger up on him, he's good for breaking the racks. And 2, if you get a pipe up, that's good for breaking the racks. And 3, if he gets really farmed, you can even get a refresher. And all of those 3 items, while they don't necessarily turn him into a carry, they turn him into someone who can break a tier 3 tower. And it looks like he is going to go for pipe, which I think is a great decision against the Queen of Pain and the Morphling waveform. Just so much matchup damage.
Yep, meanwhile, because of all these messy engagements, Morphling has not been able to get that uninterrupted free farm. Still 1,400 gold away from finishing that BKB, but I think Moo might be able to pick up that BKB very, very soon, because she has just been farming out of control. Just checking out her gold really fast. Yeah, 3k gold in the bank. Might just go for Mystic F. No, probably just going to be a BKB, as that's probably going to be on the way. Once she goes back to the fountain to refuel her mana, she's going to have the complete BKB. And when Queen of Pain was already difficult to kill, but now with the BKB, she's pretty much going to be able to roam free, and there's not really too much you can do to stop her.
Silences no longer necessarily affect her.
Nope, she picks up the BKB, so now, I don't know, She's already been a thorn in MUFC's side, and now she's just going to become, like, literally a giant jagged edge. As here comes an engagement, will they get the... No, they're just going to... Do they have a gem?
Yeah, it's on Venomancer.
Once again, on Veno. Level 9. So, they're going to pick off some wards, but they still manage to scout the Night Stalker gang. Night Stalker's been doing some work, but unfortunately not able to get solo ganks off. And all the while, Morphling's pushing on the top tower. Who's going to teleport to save it? No, just Nature's Prophet to teleport in. As they're going to pick off the bomb tier 1 tower. They're probably trying to go for tier 2 as well. But can they get it before Morphling picks off the tier 2 themselves? I don't know.
They should be able to get it, I believe. With Ravage up and Nighttime and the level 10 on Night Stalker, I think they'll be able to get it.
Oh, teleport in. They're going to disrupt the Tide Hunter, and here we go again. Promise Whip being casted, but Ravage catching everybody. Looks like Hao might be the first one to fall. Hao is going to take the fall. Mood Sonic Wave doing so much damage, as looks like Nature's Prophet is going to pick off a Ling, as Night Stalker is just going to teleport out once again. I've never seen Night Stalker teleport out in so many of these engagements. Sharky's going to take the fall once again, and I think slowly but surely MUFC is falling in a deeper and deeper hole.
The issue in every single team fight is the Queen of Pain. She's the one dealing all of the damage. That Sonic Wave, man, that did about half of the HP on every single hero.
She's almost level 16. My god.
Yeah, she is now. She is.
My god.
I would actually like to see an Aghanims up on her just to increase the damage. It's also great for counter pushing and defending your tier 3 because it's on a 40-second cooldown and it just eliminates the entire creep wave. So basically you do it, and then you wait, and then you do it at the next creep wave. It's a little bit of an overlap, but for the most part, it's so hard to push against an Aghanim squad.
Yeah. I mean, they can't even lock her down because she has the BKB, she has Blink. They can't really focus the DPS. I don't know how they can deal with her, to be quite honest. I'm literally scratching my head. Mostly because I had an itch there, but I'm scratching my head on how they deal with the QoP.
I think the best way that they have of approaching her is by putting a dagger on Tide and having him open fights with dagger into Shackle Shot. I think that's the only way that they can really kill her.
Yeah, let's see how much gold Tide Hunter has. No, he has the pipe on his way, so once he has that, yep, at least the pipe is finished, so that's going to prevent a lot of Sonic Wave damage, but still, level 16 QoP.
And she's going for Aghanim. She just picked up her point booster.
Yeah, oh man. Pipe is going to do a lot, but it's not going to be enough, and they really need to start working on that dagger. So now instead of it being on Night Stalker's shoulder, it looks like it might be on Tide's shoulder, as Windrunner should be picking up some farm, has the mechanism completed, but still not doing enough. Meanwhile, Hao is going to finally pick up his BKB very, very soon, and with 2 BKB heroes, it's going to be looking very, very, very difficult for MUFC to stop him, but still, we've seen much crazier things happen in Dota, and keep in mind the immense amount of teamfight damage that MUFC can deal out. If they get tank enough, they might just be able to survive the BKBs.
That's true. It really is.
Or maybe they can just get
at this
ganks
point
and
in the game,
hopefully...
I think that just in a straight team fight, not necessarily on anyone's advantageous part of the map, MUFC has it. However, MUFC has to push, and they have to take team fights that aren't necessarily advantageous. The way that they're trying to address this, however, is with the smoke gank. If they can pick someone off before the fight, then the fight will go in their favor, and they'll be able to just absolutely win it. So we see them running up the top, and wow, these smoke ganks just are not working. TongFu's backing up. I don't think a single smoke gank has worked so far this series.
No, both teams just know, alright, if this team wants to come back, what would they do in this situation? Oh, they'll go for a smoke gank, kill a hero, they have some creep equilibrium in the top and middle lane, then they'll push a tower, maybe get some sort of advantage there. But no, looks like Moo is the only one who's not afraid of anything because she knows that there's nothing they can do to kill her, so she's just going to continuously farm on the bottom lane. But the good thing that's going for MUFC is that Venomets has been able to retain the gem, and they're able to eliminate some of the map control that TongFu's had. So that's a pretty big factor. And if Venomets can keep holding on to that gem, MUFC could get themselves back in the game just by getting more and more map control.
Oh, absolutely. It's map control's the name of the game right now for MUFC.
Unfortunately, they're against a Krob. Unfortunately, they're against a Furion and a Morph.
Yeah, Furion is it's a hard hero to take map control from, to say the least. We just see him split pushing on the top lane. It's like, what do you do about it? If you send a hero out to stop him, all of a sudden, you give up the dominance in the area of the map that you control.
And he's going for an Aghanims as well, so Wrath of Nature... My god, I don't know.
Not with the Aghanims on Quap and Invoker. Quap and Furion. It'll be so hard to push into.
Yep. Meanwhile, Panda hits level 11, so that ultimate will be able to do a bit more work. And looks like MUFC suspect that something's going down. They know that TongFu might be going for Roshan. Can Night Stalker run in? They cast a Sprout, but double damage up on Quap is going to dissuade MUFC Of course, MUFC don't know that they have a double damage, but Dire Tower, or tower is claimed for the Dire as a top tier 2 tower finally falls after the relentless pressure of Nature's Prophet and Morphling. And TongFu, they're just going to play it safe. They know they have it in the late game, especially since they're up in kills. And just checking out the gold graph really fast, 5k gold lead in favor of TongFu.
Yep. And the experience graph is even more than that. It's about 5.5.
Yep. Not much word to be said right there. But still, Ling, if you can get 1500 gold, you can get a dagger. And if Winner can get, beautiful shackle shots, Light of Heaven worthy, then...
Another smoke gank's coming out. Unfortunately, they did it in front of a replicate, I think. I think the replicate had vision of the smoke.
Oh, yep, maybe. As
they might even open on the replicate, we'll see.
Yep, Sharky's just gonna say, nobody's there. As looks like, they know that's a replicate. It times out immediately after, anyway. But still, MUFC just gonna play very, very cautious. They know if they slip up now, they're gonna lose the game. But Nature's Prophet just doesn't give any sorts of damn about what you're gonna do. Just gonna push your towers. And MUFC's gonna have to back off, leading Morphling to farm up some more. So honestly, MUFC's just caught in a really, really difficult position.
Now this is unusual. We're seeing a BKB first item on Crobulus. This actually might be the first time I've ever seen this, and I think she realizes she needs to beat the magic damage. And sure, tanking up will help a little bit, but BKB will help a lot. It'll actually help 100%.
Yeah,
so if she can
or
get a
Demonic
BKB up and
Purge.
just live to get those spirits out, maybe that's a good way to come back. Either way, I think it's a really smart item decision that I've actually never seen before. And it looks like they're going to engage with the pipe. It makes it nighttime. Panda Split goes off immediately. Tide on Droll goes off, followed immediately by the Sonic Wave. We see the spirits doing huge damage from the Crobulus, and no, Woke is not going to be able to TP out. So far it looks like a Windrunner for a Furion, but then Crobulus goes down immediately. Spirits can no longer deal damage. Tidunch is about to go down. Venomancer Gale goes off, dealing damage, but it looks like TongFu's going to be able to take this. Night Stalker's trying to man-fight him, but no.
Oh, Venomancer picks up a double kill.
But all in all, it's going to be 4 for 3, and TongFu comes out heavily in favor because their Morphling stays alive.
Yep, Venomancer Ultimate did a lot of work. Unfortunately, Venomancer died, so he couldn't pick up that experience. So, yeah. TongFu, Morphling survived, and you just saw how pretty much Nightstalker couldn't really do too much when the BKBs were active. And Krob, once they started focusing Krob, I mean, she fell very, very quickly. As Panda's going to take a Gale to the face, but still, can Panda escape? A lot of damage being thrown on, actually no damage being thrown on Venomancer. What am I saying? So, Venomancer not able to do too much.
If he wanted and just turned around and ran a Venomancer, and he would have had to back up.
Yeah.
I think he was baiting him, though, for the Morphling. Venomancer's going to back up, though.
Meanwhile,
Vanguard
Windrunner
from Brewmaster, I think he knows that he can't get caught in the chain silences, chain disable, so if he gets the guard up, it's much more likely for him to be able to live and then get his ult off.
Yeah.
Again, there's a lot of unconventional item choices this game, but they make a lot of sense in context.
Oh, no doubt. They all make sense. I mean, BKB is the way to go in this game for both teams. Just because only one spell goes through BKB. Of course, my Morphling right-click exorcism damage does go through BKB, but only, Demonic Purge has the full stunning effect, or the slowing effect. So that's going to be very, very useful. But right now, with the ultimates on cooldown, TongFu is no doubt in a stronger position. They have the Queen of Pain. And how close is she to that Aghanims? Does she have anything on the Courier? No. So she's still about 13 gold away from finishing the Aghanims, but still, it's just been such a nuisance to deal with in these engagements. And right now, Nature's Prophet and Queen of Pain are just winning the game, just by pressuring MUFC on every lane, and Queen of Pain just winning every team fight.
It's brutal. It's so brutal to play against Furion with an Aghanim Scepter. You just feel like you don't have any control over your lanes, and no matter what you do, they're always pushing in, and you just can't fix it. And this is why a lot of professionals choose to get Aghanim Scepter. It's not to steal farm from your team. It's to control the lanes so that the enemy team can't necessarily push up as much.
Well, looks like MUFC bought another gem up in the Venomancer, so that's 1500 gold gone towards that Venomancer. He could have picked up some tank, but still, I think he feels map control is more important, but I don't know if they can stop this Roshan any... Nope, they cannot. Morphling picks up the Aegis, and now MUFC are in full retreat. Can they escape? Will there be a teleport in by the Nature's Prophet? No, just some illusions scouting out. And can they get the initiation? Looks like TongFu, they realize that MUFC is there. They have the replicate scout, but no, they don't want to go for the engagement. Because Tidehunter does have the Ravage. They're just going to keep doing what they're doing. Have Nature's Pop pressure every lane. Have Queen of Pain blink in and blink around. Just prove to be such a nuisance. And I don't really know if MUFC can stop them.
At this point with these items, I'm not sure what MUFC can do. They're just behind in items. They haven't got the items that they need, and TongFu does. I think that they would need to do the very standard smoke gank and to push a tower and to push another tower to get back in the game. But TongFu is so hyper aware of smoke ganks, it's just not working. And we're seeing another smoke gank coming out from TongFu. Maybe this will be the first one that works? I don't know.
Oh, MUFC might not be expecting it. No, looks like MUFC, they're just going to stick to their tower smoke. Most useless item.
Of doing this, even if you know the enemy is going to just retreat, is that the enemy retreats.
Yeah, they're not
right
farming.
Now, nobody on MUFC is doing anything.
They're not farming, they're not getting lows, they're not getting to their BKBs, they're not farming their jungle. But it looks like there might be initiation. Yep.
It worked, it's the first one.
My god. A miracle happens as Queen of Pain drops Sonic Wave just to clean up the Night Stalker. Sharky pops the BK, but did not have the Exorcism up, and this first BKB charge will just be a complete waste. Unfortunate for Sharky. Sharky's just been so unlucky and just not been playing that well in these past 2 games, because he's just been harassed so heavily. As this middle tier 2 tower will fall, and without the Crop ultimate, I think they can just go.
They can take the tier 3, no problem. I think Sharky saved it all for the first game.
Yeah, he played really, really well alone Druid. Unfortunately, the relentless pressure of TongFu has just been too much. He's not been given any room, and can Tidehunter hold the fort by himself? He has Ravage. If he can get the Venomancer ultimate, Shackle Shot does not latch. Looks like TongFu, they're fearing that Tide. He's one scary badass holding that fish, but still, they're just going to back up. They know that Night Stalker's respawn, Crop would respawn in a little bit if Glyph was popped, and they did have the Glyph. So TongFu just going to back up, wait for the next team fight, because they know they have this game firmly in control.
They'll probably get the Prophet to take down the tier 2 tower in bot lane just because it's not going to stab for much longer. The second someone walks away from him, Prophet's just going to take it. So that tower's basically in the bag. All they need to do now is get the tier. And yes, we see the best item you can ever get on Prophet purchased, the Maelstrom. Full baller status.
Wrath of Nature, and then just kill creeps. It's a range Battle Fury, basically. Yeah. Just kills creeps really, really quickly. So now Nature's Prophet. And now Queen of Pain has Aghanims. I don't know if she had that in the last fight.
She didn't.
So she has it now. And now Morphling's going to have more DPS, has 4k gold in the bank. Still only the BKB, but now he can start going a bit more aggressively and get more and more items. Looks like MUFC, they want to get something happening, have the Exorcism up.
I was going to say, it looks like the Morphling's going for just a straight Scotty. And I don't even think that MUFC is going to be able to take this tower. I don't think they can. If TongFu just moves up, they have no way to necessarily have the space control in order to pressure this tower. So I think they're going to back up.
Yep.
And we see Furion possibly even trying to force some TPs to save their tier 3 tower.
Oh man, if MUFC loses this fight here, they're just going to leave the top racks to be completely exposed. Looks like TongFu, they don't really want to engage without the Nature's Prophet though, as Disruption is going to be cast on Tidehunter. Kabu is taking a lot of damage, going to get silence as well. Double silence, just for good measure. But let's just check out that status on the top tower. The top tower does fall finally. Will MUFC back up? Will TongFu let them back up, more importantly? As Mu is going to try to go on the offensive, not finding anything, just going to Sonic Wave hitting everybody. Nicely placed Sonic Wave, going to pop the Haster, going to stall for 40 seconds. Meanwhile, Nature's Prophet just mowing down the racks. Here comes the Primal Split, as looks like MUFC did finally fall for the bait. Night Stalker's going to teleport out, try to get a little bit of pressure on the top lane, but Brewmaster picks off Venomancer. Queen of Pain going to be able to pick off Tidehunter with the BKB, and that top lane will fall once Morphling and Queen of Pain go to reinforce.
I think that Awoke was just really confused for that entire fight because nobody came to kill him, and he kept backing up thinking they're going to come kill me, they're going to come kill, and nobody came to kill him. So the Rax is almost dead. It might actually fall. Nope.
Well, it's going to...
Oh, it looks like they're going to try to backdoor it. Prepare for some big plays from Mu.
Oh, Awoke.
Oh, yeah. Awoke's just going to take it.
Moo, you cannot have your big plays. I worked so hard in this lane. It's mine. You don't deserve it. I deserve it. And now he has 5k gold. And meanwhile, this middle tower is under heavy pressure. Sancheng does not have the ultimate, but the Morphling has 5k gold, so he can do anything he wants. Tyranitar will be dead for the next 20 seconds, but it looks like they do not want to wait for the Tyranitar to come back before they face that Ravage. And they're just going to back up. They're in complete control.
They're in no hurry. They have Furion and Elena Rax. Like, it's there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Oh, Furion shackled from the other side of the map.
Always a funny thing to see. The goal graph rapidly approaching 20k. Honestly, I don't honestly think there's a way MUFC can come back.
It's brutal.
It is.
Now, when you're down the lane and you have the Furion on the other team, you win like 1 game in 100 at that point. It's so hard to come back against that, even if you have superior late game.
And a Furion and a Morphling.
And in this case, they don't have superior late game.
Yeah.
It's inferior. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, a full completed Scotty coming in, and a Hyperstone's on that courier, so it looks like we're gonna have a Scotty on Morphling and a full Mjolnir on Furion.
Mjolnir.
We could call it by the way they pronounce it in Thor and call it Meow Meow, but
nah, it's
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
It's the best item. It really is.
It is.
If you're not getting it on Furion, you're gonna lose the game.
Yo, put it on that. Put it on your tree, and then what can you do against those trees? They'll take like 800,000 damage. But it looks like MUFC gonna go for one last desperation push. This is pretty much all they can do. But Morphling's just gonna kill their Rex because Morphling's annoying, and Furion's just gonna kill your Rex because Furion's annoying. But MUFC honestly has nothing you can do. Their only hope is to push that tier 3 tower and just try to get the throne, because honestly they can't match up against a split push. They're gonna pop the pipe. Can they do it? Anything's possible.
Just gonna wait till the pipe wears off and then just scream it or Sonic Wave it.
Ravage used on 2 heroes. I didn't even see that. Shackle Shot catches both. Panda's not going to get his ultimate off as Panda is going to die. Yes, Anchor Smash is going to come in, but he immediately buys back. Buyback going to save the day as Orphan picks up a double kill. Venomous is going to be the next one to fall. Double damage up on the Queen of Pain just for good measure. Going to get shackled. Morphling going to get an ultra kill. Can he get the Rampage for good measure? Nah, bro.
No,
He's just gonna...
Windrunner's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
This is the second ultra kill up on Hal in this series.
I do believe you are correct, sir.
Not bad.
No, actually, I think
got one in game 1.
I think
not sure.
I think Woke got the Panda ultra kill.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was Pandas. You're right. I don't know, man. I don't understand why this Queen of Pain always has a double damage rune. She's always got one. Every time I look at her, she's got double damage.
I know, seriously. It's like I was facing the Slash the other day. He always had haste, so I could never catch up to him. He'd just come in, edict me, split everything, and I was just like, FML. But here comes the siege on the bottom racks. They can't do anything to stop that. 4 heroes are dead. It's all but over. Just waiting for the GG by MUFC. And MUFC, they played pretty well. They played solidly, but I don't know. I think their picks just did not match up.
I don't know. It was necessarily the picks. I think they just lost the tri-lane, and that was the biggest thing.
So you just think it was pretty much the tri-lane that they went wrong?
It was that the tri-lane failed. They should have won that tri-lane, and they didn't because of the Furion ganks. Like, the Furion ganks were really, really key in that tri-lane. And the tri-lane didn't work, and if your tri-lane doesn't work when you're an early game strat, it's almost impossible to win because you need to be over-leveled if you want to beat the clock, and they were under-leveled, so that's the game.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Sharky pretty much didn't do much of anything. Like, he just got harassed so hard. Queen of Pain, MVP in the series. My god, did she do ridiculously well. And maybe we'll see some more Queen of Pain. Always a very strong hero in both scenes. But still showing her mark, as GG's called, as the game is over. So that's going to be the end of this game. So it looks like TongFu is going to move on in the Razer MiniMadness tournament, brought to you by ItsGosu. And if you want to watch everything, you can watch it on the ItsGosu channel, or watch it from in-game TV like we are. Only $2 for a pass for some high-quality Asian Dota. They're definitely trying to get momentum. And teams like LGD, eHome, DK, TongFu, MUFC, Orange are all playing. Yes, six out of the 8 teams are going to the International too. So ridiculously stacked tournament. But we will be bringing you as many more games as you can possibly manage in the very near future. So thank you all for watching. And any last words from you, Shred Kid?
Nope, was a pleasure to cast with you, B-Bowlin.
And with you, as always, you can follow him at twitch.tv/shred_kid. And when he makes a YouTube or makes a Facebook, I'll be the first one to let you guys know. So thank you all for watching as usual, and have a fantastic day.